Okay, if it is Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern time, that could really mean just one thing. It's time for the goRIA live stream. And with me, as you can see, I have Marie Swift. And as we like to do on these weekly live streams and streams, is talk about what is new on www.goria.com. And today's no exception. And Marie's going to tell us a little bit about what we chatted about. Marie, welcome to the live stream.
It's great to see you, Chuck.
Really great to see you as always. So we talked about the importance of building a narrative for advisors looking to go on their own, whether they're tucking into an RIA or building their own RIA, without giving away the entire show, right, which is up right now on www.goria.com. Maybe give the audience a little taste of what you told us about.
You know, it's so important to build a narrative throughout our careers as we progress, even for PR and marketing professionals like me. But in our work with RIAs and those who are either tucking in or going independent, I think it's especially important because you're dealing with people's money, right? So you need to communicate the why. Why is this important to you? How do you do this for people? What difference do you make? I was thinking back about over the past 30 years, and there used to be a consultant who talked about the brand called you. And that always set me off a little bit, like a little queasy, like, is the brand you, Chuck, or is the brand Sovereign or goRIA? And I think that there's a little bit of a blend because money is personal. These businesses are personal to the advisors, whether they're tucking in or going out to build their own thing. So there's been an emergence over the past probably 3 to 5 years, especially post-COVID, around this concept called pro-personal marketing. So the best of the professional and the personal, where we can be seen as vulnerable, authentic human beings. So as we build the narrative, and we at Impact Communications work with advisors to craft that narrative over the course of their careers, we hinge on the why. Why are you doing this? Because that passion, that purpose will draw you through and help you resonate with the right people in that hyper relevant way.
I think that's so important. And we're seeing that a lot more too, aren't we, on social media, where it's moving beyond the facts and the figures and into the personal stories, like real personal stories, which I tell you what, when I'm scrolling through LinkedIn or, fill in the blank social media, I like all of it. But when I see someone sharing a personal story, that really engages me. Like, what is this person all about? And a lot of times our relationship, our social media relationships are limited to those pictures and posts. So getting a glimpse into that person's even family life or just their backstory, I really find myself reading those more so than some of the facts and figures. Are you seeing that in your work as well?
Absolutely. And, if you think about building a distinctive brand and having it be pro and personal, the best of professional and personal, who else could be Marie Swift but me? Who else could be Chuck Vela but you, right? So why not be you, your best public self when you go out? If you go to the grocery store, you might run into somebody. Not that you need to put on the glitz and glam every time you go to the grocery store, but
Right.
every conversation is an opportunity. There are a lot of people who are doing pro-personal marketing great on LinkedIn, especially right now. I think it's the platform where business professionals are connecting, especially if you're courting other business professionals or executives, business owners. But the longer form narrative is shown now by LinkedIn to actually increase the algorithm's desire or just inclination. I guess it's not a person, but that algorithm will serve that longer form post up. You want to hit the character limit if you can, include some bullet points, maybe some emojis, but then hit at that personal story. I was just reading something over the weekend about being stoic and soldiering on in the face of difficulty. That resonated with me.
Mm. I love that stuff. And just a quick sidebar from something that you mentioned. I think a lot of people that you would speak with would say that one Chuck Vela in this world is more than enough to have.
And one Marie Swift, and that's the way we want it.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so again, without giving away the whole show, and again, you could listen, I should say, to the entire podcast at goRIA.com. Leave the audience with there were a lot of great tidbits in that podcast that you gave us, but give us one just to leave the audience with, if you would.
Don't be afraid to stand out. Stand out, be distinctive, be you.
That's right. I love that. Okay, well, Marie Swift, thank you so much for joining us to kind of give a teaser to the podcast. For those of you in the audience, You can hear the entire, I think we did about 35 minutes worth of really great content. It's up on goRIA.com right this moment. Marie Swift, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you, Chuck.
You bet. All right, actually two quick housekeeping matters that I'm really excited to share. If you love RIA content, and if you're listening to this, you must. We have two really great investment news events that I can tell you about. One will be in person in New York City on, let me get the dates right, April 16th. And I'll have the pleasure of chairing that particular one. Is called RIA Connect. And we're going to have all different types of RIA content, in person, networking opportunities, and all this. Also, another event, which will be 100% virtual, and this is kind of my little baby. So I could say it's the first one, but it really is not the first ever, but the first one in a while. We are having a half-day virtual goRIA masterclass. And this is really kind of what started the goRIA franchise about 3 years ago. And it was so well received then. I can only imagine how it's going to work now with Investment News, our partnership with them. And it's going to be a half-day event talking about how to go RIA, how to build your own RIA if you want to do that, how to find the right RIA to tuck into, compliance, technology, fee-based products, really everything you want to know. And that's going to be on June 13th. The registration for that is not up yet, but you can check back on goRIA, and I'll certainly let you know when it is. But for now, save the date on June 13th for that virtual event. So on behalf of goRIA Fueled by Investment News, I'm Chuck Philip. Thank you again to Marie Swift, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks for joining us. Take care.